everybody, I hope you're having a good day. So I wanted to make a video about things that I think could come in year 10, one being the removal of ACOGs from defenders, and the other one is Bishop, who is a previous operator from previous Rainbow Six Siege games. I think he will be one of the playable ops in year 10. Now this isn't some random wild guess as to why I think both the ACOG might be removed and Bishop will be a playable operator in Rainbow Six Siege. Both have, I guess, an educated guess behind them. So let me get into it. I hope you enjoyed the video. So I will start with Bishop. I think it's important to highlight that Easter eggs and different references within the game often hint at the future of the game. The masks on the wall in Lair suggested that we were going to get a recruit rework. We also then had Deimos' thesis, which was by Gerald Morris, to tell us the identity of Deimos before it was ever released. There was a teaser art with Finca in one of the Ghost Recon games, and in her pocket was a calling card for Flores, and this was before he was ever released too. There are the poker chips that were originally on Consulate. They're now appearing on nearly every single map in the game, and they constantly move. That is a constant evolving Easter egg, which definitely tells us we will get a Calypso Casino map in the future. So with this in mind, Calypso Casino is from Rainbow Six Vegas 2, and I think also Rainbow Six Vegas 1, but I know it's definitely in Vegas 2. It's like the final mission or the penultimate mission. Now that is a throwback to a previous Rainbow Six game, the same as so is Gerald Morris and so is Skopos. Gerald Morris is in previous Rainbow Six games, and so is Skopos. She actually worked with Deimos, and Deimos is the reason why she lost her ability to walk. Both of the newest operators to come into Rainbow Six Siege are from previous Rainbow Six games. Now, for those who do not know, Bishop is a previous operator from a Rainbow Six game. So why do I think that he might come as a playable operator in the future? Well, the season where Deimos was released, for example, there was a chessboard in Deimos' office. On Deimos' office, you can see that I think it's the king or the queen has been knocked over by another king or queen. Now, this is obviously symbolism for Deimos, I guess killing Harry, but also the ranked pieces or the ranked charms were also chess pieces. I think as well as this being symbolism, I do believe that this could be a hint at Bishop, which is also another name for a chess piece coming as a playable operator in the future. Like Deimos / Gerald Morris, and like Skopos not being called Kyogilane, I think. I always butcher her pronunciation, so I'm really sorry. Pronunciation is not my strong suit in any means. But neither of them are called that in the game. They're not called by their real names. They're called Deimos and Skopos. So I do not think that Bishop will be called Bishop in the game, but I do think Bishop's character will be the person behind the new operator that we will get in year 10. As it seems that over time, we are continuing along this lore. So for so long, the lore was the build-up between Nighthaven and Rainbow Six Siege. But that was building a bigger narrative of them breaking up and then them having to face a common enemy. I imagine that they're going to be working together now, if they're not already. I haven't actually read the latest comic book. I really need to. But I assume that Nighthaven and Rainbow Six will join together to take down a common enemy. That will be Deimos and the Keras region. I feel like I just called them region and it's actually Legion. And I feel like when Rainbow Six Siege needs backup the most, it would be a good time for Bishop to swing on in, an OG operator from the game, and be like, yo, I'm here to save the day, and then he is one of the new operators. Now, obviously, this isn't confirmed anywhere, and this is just me going off speculation of using Easter eggs, and the pattern of Easter eggs, and also the other ops we've had in the game. Like I said, the last two operators that have been introduced to the game are from previous games, and it looks like the lore is going down, featuring OG operators from the previous Rainbow Six games instead of introducing brand new characters. And this is something that sits very well with the Siege community, that both OG and newer players are quite interested in that lore. And this then makes me think that with the casino map coming, it makes even more sense to bring in an OG character. Now, I speculate that one of the new maps in year 10 will be the Calypso Casino. But again, this is nowhere confirmed, and Calypso Casino, without a doubt, will come as a new map in Rainbow Six Siege. I just don't know if it will come as a TDM map or if it will come as like a playable ranked map, for example. Now, I assume it will come in year 10 because it's a monumental anniversary for Rainbow Six Siege, and it would be very cool to have Rainbow Six Vegas 2 feature one of their maps in Rainbow Six Siege for the 10-year anniversary, but that might just be me being hopeful. But I can say with certainty that map will definitely come because they would not put that much effort into the casino chip Easter egg without it actually meaning something. There's no way that they would do that. Although I say that the lead map dev would absolutely do that. And honestly, I love him for that. But my point I'm trying to make is, with the hints of the chess pieces, for example, a few seasons ago in Year 9 Season 1, and then also the Calypso Casino map likely coming in the future, and with Skopos and Deimos being previous Vegas/Rainbow Six operatives, just makes sense for Bishop to also then join in with the lore, as well as the game itself. So moving on to the ACOG, again, this is not confirmed anywhere, and this is less likely to happen than Bishop coming into the game. But part of me truly believes that there is a genuine, real possibility that all defenders, will lose the ACOG in the future. This might be an absolutely outrageous thing to say, and people are like, how could you ever think this? But there is a valid reason as to why I think this could happen. I never thought I'd see a day where the 1.5 times was removed from the game, and then in Year 9 Season 1, it was, and so was the 2 times scope, and that was removed off everybody. And that was essentially to slow down the TDM meta and to try and get rid of part of the TDM meta. And for the most part, it actually worked. I know a lot of people who now struggle or are not a big fan with the current meta because they were 1.5 times made. But the TDM meta is still present, and it is so painfully obvious when people only pick an operator because they have an ACOG. Warden had a scope, he lost it, hardly anyone on console picks him anymore. People will play Goyo a lot, not because of his ability, but because he has the ACOG. Obviously, some people, of course, bring Goyo for his ability and not because he has the ACOG, but a lot of people will bring him because of the ACOG and the fact that his weapon has a high fire rate and it has the ACOG. It's perfect for the TDM meta. And that's why we see so many people play Doc and Rook now. I see a lot of people say that Rook doesn't do anything for the team, but then they bring him for the ACOG. I mean, I personally think Rook does do stuff for the team. I like having a Rook on the team, but not when he spawn peaks with the ACOG, and that's like the only reason why they've brought Rook, if you get what I mean. But there is always a trend that people will jump to who has the ACOG. Melusi had the ACOG, people played it, and now Melusi has lost the ACOG, and on console she's barely played, even though she's like one of the best defenders in the game. And the devs have explicitly said they're going to stop balancing people by giving them scopes and instead looking at their abilities instead. For that reason, I do not think we will see an addition of the ACOG added to anybody in the future, and I think over time people will just continue to lose the ACOG. Because ultimately, if an operator isn't picked, they're not picked because they're not very good with their ability, not because of the kit that they have. You will see some operators not have a very good kit, but they will still be picked because of what they bring to the table. For example, Callie. I see Callie played quite often. People don't bring her because they want to frag out with her. They bring her because they want to get the wall open. I personally believe that if the TDM meta doesn't get completely rid of with the changes that they make, that eventually they will resort to removing the ACOG off of defense. With the exception of DMRs, I do think DMRs will likely always keep a scope because they are DMRs, but they take way more skill to use than just running around with the MP5 ACOG, spawn peeking. Oh, you didn't win that spawn peek, you've gone down. Oh, no problem, I'll just res myself and run away. Or hey, I'm Doc, I'm going to spawn peek. Oh, I've lost the spawn peek. Sorry, team. You are now a person down and you have no heals because I played for TDM meta and I am useless. So I would never be shocked if everybody on defense minus DMRs lost the ACOG in the future, Doc being the first one.